Sirr, the secret. The 1st of October, 2025. The Sufis describe multiple stages of awareness and consciousness. The nafs, which revolves around desires and wants. The qalb, heart, which reflects love and compassion towards others. It also forms the basis of human understanding and knowledge. Love. The ruh, spirit, where the human's spiritual life is reflected. If a man is good, this ruh would purify him and still his heart. If he is bad, then this ruh would be tainted and corrupted, making the person feel dark feelings, hatred, grudge, deceptiveness, and lies. The sirr, secret, which the Sufis say forms a mirror to the real. This mirror instead would be the collection of spirituality and knowledge and beliefs. It reflects how a person perceives Allah. It reflects how a person perceives God and how he is believed to be by the person themselves. In other words, how did your spiritual knowledge, ruh, and your intellectual knowledge, qalb, help you to perceive God? Who is God to you? Your beliefs about God. This sirr is equivalent to the notion of faith as compared to religion. It is something that no one has to know, so it is kept a secret. However, God knows this secret because it involves how the person thinks about God, and God knows everyone's thoughts. Sanctification of this perception would inevitably act towards purifying the ruh, spirit, and casting out its false beliefs and spiritual defects. Then it would work to purify the qalb, heart, so the person would reach new knowledge and understanding, a higher intellectual level compared to a time before the sanctification of God. Then this sanctification would also affect the nafs, desire, making it relent towards shunning earthly desires and focusing on spiritual purification. When a person has a good perception of God, when he thinks better about God, or when they are optimistic towards a good outcome from God, such acts and other similar acts would work to purify the whole person's being and consciousness on its different levels. The sirr is not a reflection of God onto the human psyche. It is what the person believes about God, primarily and most importantly. When Al-Hallaj said, "Ana al-Haq," was that blasphemy? I was asked. Anyone who claims to be Allah is to be killed on the spot, I replied. However, Al-Hallaj could have wanted to say, "Ana al-Haqqu ma'i," which means that the real is with me. The sentence could have been mistransmitted throughout our generations. The game of telephone would easily explain why this incident had taken so much highlights in the Middle East. The man could have meant to say something different, but since the government at the time deemed it to be a heresy, then any alteration of the event could easily be enforced. Did he say, "with me," at the end? Whether he did or didn't at that time does not matter. He did not claim to be Allah. If the sirr is the reflection of the real in Sufi tradition, then it could be how Al-Hallaj interpreted it at the time. The real, the sirr, is with me. Al-Hallaj was a prominent Sufi scholar and a religious man. It would be stupid on his part to claim that he is anything more than what he is. It is a philosophical conundrum that a philosopher would be very ignorant to go against. He could not have claimed to be the source of his own knowledge, the real knowledge that he knows. Additionally, in all sects of Islam, every Muslim knows that he was created by Allah. It would be very counterintuitive to claim that any human had even created himself. In philosophy alone, with a philosophical mind, it would be a fallacy to his own self to claim something similar to that. What more, when this philosophical mind is a submitted Muslim who had given up his life for Allah and consecrated his will to Allah's commands. If Allah commanded him to say such a thing in whichever way Allah chooses to do so, or to even use his body to do that specific incident in the past, would Al-Hallaj be sinful to say such a thing? The real is only one of the holy names of Allah. If people use any other holy names of Allah, would they be liable to the same punishment in Muslim countries nowadays? If someone who is very generous gave a huge sum of money to a group of people anonymously, then the group of people told the community and they all started asking about the anonymous donor with the question, who is Al-Karim, the very generous person who gave the huge amount of money? When the donor refused to expose himself to them because it is a work of charity, another person stood up and lied and claimed to be the donor. Would the actual donor be permitted to cry out to the group, "Ana al-Karim," meaning I am the very generous person, referring to himself rather than the liar in front of them? Al-Karim is another holy name of Allah, but in this context, it meant a different meaning. The holy name Allah is specific to Allah alone. No one can use it in such a way. However, the other holy names of Allah might not deserve the same punishment.